Hello, hello, Imaginary Villain here, and it's time to get down to some more hot RPG Maker action. Or hopefully what passes for it, I don't know. We'll light some things on fire and all that. It'll get the job done, I'm sure. So, where are we at now? Bring up my list of things to do. I still have my list of things to do. I realized that I was starting to do an entire separate map because I was getting really excited about doing rendering in Unreal Engine so I could use the stuff in RPG Maker. I know the irony of that is not lost on me either. But I should probably be focusing on remaking what matters. And just do the rest later. You know, like this update's already getting too ridiculous, so it needs to be focused. So we're gonna focus it a little bit, I'm sure. See where I left off at here. Bring the actual chat up so I can watch it. That done. I'm letting this update get out of hand, I can already tell. I think what I'm going to do is just use this for like where Annie's on shows up. Are
you ready?
Make this a different map for later because I was going to make an entire map, but I just don't want to do that yet. This picture's not very good because it needs to be farther zoomed out here for this. I think what I do is I make one more version that just shows both chair legs. And then I just go with that as a temporary holder because I do need a replacement for something here. Let me bring that up. That's right, we make all our graphics in Unreal Engine now. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't question it, or do. It's fine, whatever. I mean, you probably should question it, to be completely honest. I question it. If I'm questioning it, you're very much allowed to question it too. Of course, you're allowed to question either way, but you know, you should really question at that point. Yeah, turn. Is there any way to see? At least that helps me tell where things are at. We just living in the darkness here. I don't need this up here. What I'm gonna do is migrate this back some. I think I get rid of the little side thing there too, for that matter. Add this over to the thingy here. Make it not visible. Okay. I have an idea for a more longer term thing, but you know. For now, I think I'm just going to go with this being her thing, and then just nothing over to the side. This needs to be hidden too, for that matter. And then I think I can get away with that as it is, right? We're going with the, as long as it works, that's what matters. I think I can just delete. Don't want to delete that. I guess I'm adding everything to my render area is what I'm doing. I'm just adding these sequence thingies here. Adding the track and the actor hidden in game and removing it. Because I don't want to get rid of it completely. I just want it to not show up on this for now. You will do. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this anymore. I really don't. Smooth render queue, that's not what I want. Then I can just dump this on the right map and have a Benicio show up there instead, and yeah, that will be that. Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot to hide one more thing. There we go. So let me bring this up here. Let me navigate to it, and then all the stuff I've been making in there, testing them out. This is what we're going to use. Wait, does this have the black too? That shouldn't be there. Oh no, it's fine. Let me get the other one up, and I'm just gonna do a little enlarging here and make it happen. And this will act as a placeholder for another idea later. How about copy layer? Well, wait, if you copy layer, then it does dumb crap. Now leave that up for now. I want to see exactly how far down I need to get it. I want it to be slightly lower, but to make that happen, because the other one's lined up really well along with the floor. Let's see how that looks. I might need to make this something slightly bigger or something to make it happen. I'm going to eventually have more things that are more parallaxed, but one placeholder for now, and then another placeholder later. The fact they need to be slightly bigger than I want them to be kind of sucks. It's kind of an odd size. Yeah, it's kind of an odd size. It needs to go slightly down by that one little bit.
Are you ready?
Other than that, though, I think it could be pretty much fine. And I could have a lot more pictures that are just kind of here, as opposed to the other where I just don't have that many options for dads. Plus, I can't make those on stream. Can I get away with moving these down a bit so they fit a little better? Because the problem is really where the books are at. It's not the rest of it that's the issue. So if the books were lower... Actually, just go ahead and group them. Oops, I need this. It looks like they're still low. Maybe something like that. I drag the progress over, but by the time I do, it's already done. It takes like about 10 seconds. So I don't even bother. It just does a weird little lag thingy, and then it's like, I'm good. And you're like, okay, well, cool. Cool story, bro. Cool. These ones are actually lower. Alright, this is the new one. I don't think I even need to do anything extra. I think I can just leave it as it is, right? Let's try it like this. So much effort just to get a nice render. Well, usually the initial hard part is just all the first time you do it, like get the perfect first time, and then after that you can just, you know, recycle it and make it perfect afterwards. It's just, that works great. And look, now it doesn't stick out far. It's like about the right height. Everything is exactly where we want it to be. When you move up, it turns into that. I want to have more things like this that are just unimportant things that just are here. Also things that kind of block the foreground too. But for now, it's mostly just I need something for to act as another giant placeholder. I need one for clockwork as well. But I haven't done that yet, so there you go. Okay, so I like that. So now for the Venetia house. This map is shorter than the others, right? 180. That reminds me, like, there's an empty spot on this side one too, so I do need one for clockwork, right? Because I have them in the wrong order. Got the empty space because there's no longer a thing there. So I need, it's just something to go here. Probably not another painting. I almost like having them all in the 2.5D areas, but people seem to like this part of the game more than the others as far as the looks, but the gameplay is more attached to the other. Anyway, let's improve the size of this one here by... I could do 256 and then just change some numbers around. Is that what we're doing? It means I wouldn't have to mess with these much. Of course, right now there's all this extra crap here. I think I just copy story map 3 and make it the same size because I'm eventually going to expand it out, so... let's do this. Let's make a copy of this map. And let's just paste it. No paste. Copy. Paste. This map is... oh, these can't be underneath, so it has to be up higher. I'll put that underneath for now, that's fine. Map 13 doesn't need to be here. We copy 3. Get a top level map. Figuring out all the collisions is just annoying, I don't want to do that. so needs to be number 1. Technically, these are probably exactly the same, right? Event 1, event 1. That's event 8. These don't really matter. I should actually just be deleting them from this as I do it, shouldn't I? I think Box Shop is present on all the maps, even though it's not necessary on most of them. Let's do this. I'm not sure I'm copying some of those, but whatever. What's this? The back of the chest thing? The chest side? This isn't even on this map. Weird. Doesn't need to be on this map either. I'm back in my project every day, so you know, if I break it, whatever. I do need to take a spawner here, but we'll see. I might change it up a bit. Well, the spawn stuff that doesn't do anything. That's funny. I think I'll spawn stuff though. Interesting. I think the lamps are all in the same locations, right? Or are they? There's a few of them on the map. Do I care about all these other ones particularly? Actually, they're probably better placed than all the others. 14-4. $45-4. Already did these. And the sidewall. Sometimes you just have to expand upon the map, you know? It's important. Don't worry about it. I can just delete the rest of this crap. I don't need any of these. I don't. I'll just place them myself. Might be a bigger pain than the other. Whatever. 60 to 9. I'm gonna have to change all these numbers. It's fine. Easier than changing that collision. 109. Actually, I'm going to move these forward here. So 189. 189. Not 189. Not run together like that. Guess I need the Tinka spawner. I went and enlarged the code so people could see it hopefully better. Maybe, I don't know. I get the sneaking suspicion that most people don't really care what's on the code thing anyway, but maybe someone does. I don't know. Yeah, so... Was it Story that does it? One of them does it, I forgot which one. I forgot where these numbers are defined at. Might be in here. What I'm doing is I'm setting up so that all the text matches whichever the events that Tinka is nearby. So it should actually be all her own stuff here. It should actually check here. Game map 15. This is game map 13. Oh, that's right. Let's do the smart thing here. Oop. Oop. I had this in the wrong category for some reason. Huh. But it's not set to private, is it? Yeah. thought the stream was set to private. I was like, wait a minute, that's dumb. This should be in gaming and the other. Will probably help. Okay. So I made a list of these events here. Let's bring up a document and just write these down. Oh, that's right. This is up over here. Oh, hold on a second then. It's like I'm gonna shrink this so I can fit it on the screen. I need to fit part of it on the screen. So we're 1, 3. I don't think this one's going to do anything, so it's just this one here. Alright, so it's 1, 3, and 5. There aren't that many things on here, but no one's even gotten to the end, so I'm unconcerned about this part a little, but it was something I was supposed to add in for the characters, and they just don't have it yet, so in time they'll get like a building to go inside and everything, but one thing at a time. Let's put a location for it, and then we'll worry about it. Honestly, I should probably just put them in the regular levels. These 2D areas almost seem ridiculous to me at this point, the more I do them. I thought it would make my stuff easier, but at the end of the day, it kind of hasn't. Apparently this is a very unpopular thumbnail. Fair enough. I think these are actually done twice. Am I? Did I do it stupidly? Sure wrote a lot. That's 19. Why not use this anymore? What's that need to be fixed? $250. Oh, I have an ending, right? 1 second. Maybe some reorganization here. This is the something off thing. This is the end of the prototype. Sure. End of the prototype is actually 10. Apparently, I need some chat dialogues for her for this other map here too. I didn't even finish. I'm gonna put this under the event map, so I'm not gonna keep looking for it. $26.4. It doesn't seem very centered, does it? Okay, that's weird. 166.4 then? I'm gonna take a look at all this thing that I've done here because I don't even know where I am. So, map 13. Okay. Oh, I didn't change that, so I can't get past it. Got it. The narrator event. This is actually where I needed it. So the first one is just 1, and then we're looking at 3 as non-fluffles. Right. Oh no, it's supposed to be this here. That's the. Yeah, so that one's there. And then something off is actual event 5. I don't want something off there, yeah, and then this is the other there, and this one is yeah, grab the Venetian house. No, I don't need that one. I need the actual just one from the thing. Actually, I have a better idea. I put it already on here. And these match much better. So let's do this here. If this is a thing, the location of this is 110. That'll spawn Venetia right there. He'll eventually have a real house. I'll make dreams come true. It'll happen. Okay, so I need that one, and then something off was 5. Since Tinka runs everything and she works off of wherever the nearest painting is. So you have to make certain her numbers are correct or she will break the game in protest. Must be a real bad thumbnail today. Fair enough, I thought it was cool looking, but I guess not. Just to double check that I am actually viewable and not on private or something stupid. No, there it is. Alright, well. I'm not very good at clickbait, I admit it. I just wanted to work on the game and figured I'd get people to watch while I did it, and that would make them happy or at least interested. I don't know. I think I've overestimated just how much is really my thing here. Okay, so where do they botch this at? This is map 13. I am heading to map 13, right? Sure. It's locking me in place. On the Don Fluffles event, even though that shouldn't be on, right? I don't need this, whatever that's supposed to be. Oh, I know. Copied the wrong thing, right? Or copied the storytime thing? I need the Venetia spawner anyway. No, that's story map 4. 6, 7. I thought that was the mistake I made. Just to double check I'm doing this right. I just went ahead and set up like that. Yeah, it's 3 for Anna's dollhouse and 4 for story time, right? This one here. Sure. I wish I kept the same concept for all of these. It'd probably help a lot, wouldn't it? I'm gonna be console logging something in a second here. 336. Is that even on? So I'll look and see. Sometimes you break things. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. Which we talking about here? 336. Something off is on.
Hi. Bye.
Yeah, something stops the player. So it runs player lockdown here, but then proceeds to skip everything and not do story time finish? What? Alright, well, let's figure out where I screwed up. Could have been easy, but nope. Actually, this can just be a separate thing. It doesn't need to be there. Pretty certain it's just triggering on this one here, so let's do this. Oh, I see what the problem is. I'm a doofus. It's right here as well. I need both. Alright, this is 5. This is 10. And then this is 3. And then these I don't need anymore. Also 3. See how much smarter I am this time.
Welcome.
catering to the painting, but I just need to have a blank wall over here for this one. Still, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're doing it. Sorta. We got to do some changes here so Tinka doesn't talk during this one. Just don't push the variable. I'll put a hole in the wall. This one is at 220. Just make it a boring blank wall. And finish. I'm spelling that wrong, I might be. Who would even know this? It's only one end. That's only one end.
Hello.
I think she's funny sounding.
Hello.
Well, it goes all over here. And it bounces off against this. That's good enough for me. It's not perfect yet, but at least it now has the size map it needs, and I can just keep moving this over one. And that will lead to good times. I think Clockwork still needs a house too. That doesn't need to expand the map, that just exists already. This goes to the right map, right?
I sense danger.
Yep. I really need to adjust my stream time. Nobody shows up early. There's like one guy. And everyone else just sometimes shows up, maybe. Alright, well, I'd like to finish that. Let me mark this off the list. I realize I'm not marking things off this list, and that's what bugs me. I need to mark things off my list. I feel like I'm getting something done. Now to get added in until something better comes along. Alright. It's already all added. I mean, it's kind of a library room. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I wonder where the collectibles are. I could just make locations and write them in there and then make clues later. That's fine. Do I not have the locations on here? I guess I don't. I'll rig up the thing with all the locations then, I guess. I think I'm just gonna leave those other, like, this doesn't need to happen. I don't care. I might want to change my options around again later, so we'll see how many I need. This feels like an update that just I don't care about. Oh. That's right. She has a doorway in her house. It seems more like you should enter through the doorway, right? Um... Hmm.
Are you ready?
Made movies to a study. I'm gonna make a giant study for an area, so sure, whatever. I'm not sure I managed to slide like that. I guess as long as you're running, there's like a slight time before you stop. It's not listed anywhere else, huh? Probably move it like 3 down and 1 over. Let's say 1054, so let's see, for the pumpkin knowledge transfer you have to go this. Said it was 1024, right? I 1054. All right. Yeah. Put it nearby it. Not completely on top of it. Oh, this stream appears to be a popular one so far. Huh.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna think about if you ever get into game dev, you know,
I sense danger.
getting people to even look at your stuff is challenging. You're not gonna make money off it. You just want to get people to even look at it, let alone play it. We didn't even talk about playing it yet. Wish I had sage advice for that one, but I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I thought the game would have more appeal than it does, but apparently, I don't know, maybe I need to just show gameplay the whole time. I've been doing a lot of art, not recording gameplay, so I probably need to do that.
Are you ready?
You can walk slightly inside it, interesting. Well, that's not where you're supposed to be.
See you later.
Hmm. $254, $256. Did I set player location on that map or something I need to know about? Usually I let the portal event do that. As time goes by, I'm going to keep moving where these are at, so they won't all be in the same locations. We're already on portal 7. It's right here. like 11:55, I believe. I did save it right, yep. Potentially this is the worst thumbnail I've ever made.
Are you ready?
Yesterday's was pretty good though. Actually 2 days ago. I almost wish I was on Twitch so I'd have to worry about making thumbnails or how the video will do after the fact, because let's be real here. Who comes back and watches streams after the fact? No one's gonna come back and watch this stream after the fact. That's just weird. We're using the faster travel. I don't know why I'm not.
Are you ready?
I think the pumpkin house needs to be moved a little bit.
What does it say? See you later.
There's so many planets just floating around there. There's way too many.
What does it say? See you later.
I was working on shadow minions too. I don't even know what I put in so far for them. Thought I made these way more aggressive already. Let me double check. I think I did. I'll go back to map 13. I'm just going to focus on getting things off that list. It's just daunting at this point. I hate it. It needs to be less daunting. Definitely going to keep spacing things out more. Game needs to be less compressed. Like I made boss fights, I just didn't make anything in between. Not so much. So right now we're really working on that. That's the plan this time around.
Are you ready? I sense danger.
I mean, they seem aggressive. They're coming after me. What about the other ones? Huh. They're a little jerky and weird. I don't know if I like them. Yeah, they keep idling and stopping. Way too jerky. Oh. I'm seeing a lot of effort put into something that's not exactly that early on. I don't know which event this is. This is 24. I think these just don't work right. I want them to, but they don't.
Are you ready? I sense danger.
Maybe? They're still not aggressive enough to matter, I don't think. Maybe they are. I dislike their noises. I'm not sure what to do about them. They're horrible. I guess. This is just something that's going to get fixed later. I have to talk to them or just change the thing. I don't want to do that right now. Because that's something that I have to actually just sit there and talk to someone else and hope they fix it, which is most assuredly not what I want to do. I guess I can put it under there. It's not like I could do it on stream anyway, so there's that. So I need these guys to be less not wait as long. Like they just kind of stand there like idiots. But I put everything under this common event here and just alternate. We don't need this one here because this is... How did I code this one? I haven't even looked in a while. This is all just the Shadow Kitty right here? Okay. Not doing the Berserker one yet. It's just this one, and it waits too long. I think that it needs to trigger at... Honestly, like maybe like 90 or something. Like 140 is just really, really, really far away. It doesn't look like they're going to hit you. The attack timer, and the attack timer only gets reset right here, right? So what's causing them to wait so much? Like it's crazy. They wait almost infinite amount of time. I think this else here needs to be like on these. Like I think this is only should be on 30 if it does that. And then this is if they're far away, right? It says they can't pass. So really what I need is a bit of a restrictor, like not a restrictor, but an opposite of a restrictor here. I might be able to get away with these now. Oh, they're really jerky otherwise. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Are you ready? I sense danger.
I need to rework the Halloween area. I think I'm gonna make a graveyard area instead. These boxes need to be reworked too. They suck. It does not behave as I want at all. Yeah, okay, so it's just so I could recycle this little bit of code, and I think some code at the very bottom. Or just these. Could actually probably just put them all in the same, but whatever. Wait a minute. It's like they have the action ticker twice. interesting. I'm going to run an action ticker like that. Oh, it's got an attack ticker on that one. That's not what I'm looking for at all. We want this one, and then... Sure. Dumpster fire. I guess I don't need this if that's going to be there, right? Because it's just on all of them. Do I want it to be on all of them, I think is the question. Probably. You know, I wonder if this interferes with each other. Wait a minute. It might, because they're all, well, they're all calling the common event, but would it treat it as having the same one, or would each one be a different one? They seem to move around just fine, so I'll just put this down there. I'll make all their codes separate so I can just modular them where I want them to go, because at this point it looks like they're very close to each other as is. I'm definitely seeing how it's maybe not the best setup going on here. Okay. Why is it stopping? I just assume these must just be garbage. Let's go ahead and remove them from the equation temporarily and see what happens. Oh, what's the worst that happens? It blows up? Wouldn't be the first time. Probably won't be the last. Okay. Never, ever, ever, ever try to move it between windows. Actually, between monitors before it's done loading, or it just crashes. Because that's how RM do. I mean, I learned having two monitors and it spawning on the main monitor first. I do that so any kind of saved dialogues or whatever that might have personal information do not show up on the screen first. Unfortunately, it means it causes some problems. At least the mouse controls are like 1,000 times better than they were. I really gotta fix their sound effect. They just wait. They jump, but... I'm not sure I made my life easier by doing this. I think I actually didn't make my life easier one bit. Wait. I've just like duplicated a whole bunch of code here anyway. What was the point? I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and unduplicate it because I really don't see a reason to have this set up here. I thought there was one, but in testing, there's only like 2 things that are actually duplicated. After that, it's all different, so unless I'm going to have them be massively duplicated, I just don't see a point. Also, I ran into this problem here of having 2 different tickers, so it's changing the numbers all around and messing with the balance. So oh. Well, doofus, it's because you were randoming out of 3 options, but then you made 2 of the options go away. Probably why it doesn't work the way you want, huh? Go ahead and remove the other one too. This method is just unnecessary. Am I skipping a whole thing for them? What is even going on with this mess of code? Now let's pull it out of here and see. Nice job, me. All that's being skipped, so they seem to run okay as is. I don't even know what this was supposed to be. Whatever. Let's fix this mess. This double action ticker garbage. That should fix that problem, I think. Since I'm no longer giving them the command to do nothing for 66% of the time. Explain why they wait 90% of the time. Explain why they wait 66% of the time, actually. But even then, though, they should have occasionally moved, but they don't.
Are you ready? I sense danger.
Obviously, just light him on fire. There it is. Come on. Gonna run up for me? They're just sitting there. Oh, that's right. I had that thing up because I was trying to fix the attic block problem. Yeah, okay, whatever. Or messing with them. Sure. Here I'm trying to make them more aggressive, and yet now they are less aggressive. So if it can pass, cool. If not, go ahead and jump to near the player. Okay. And then if this thing is greater than 30, it's supposed to do... let's do this. Let's just put this here. Yeah, so if it's less than 30, it's supposed to just move towards the player, but it's greater than 30. Oh, why did I get rid of that? I don't need that. I don't care about the rest of this. I was going to redo all the graphics for these areas, but technically that's not on my list, and I'd like to shorten this list before I start adding things to the list. The list is perilously long and feels just too long for how long I've been on this particular update. Of course, I take a lot of days off to do regular work, so I guess I haven't really put as much time into this update as the amount of days since my last update would imply.
I sense danger.
Weird glitch there, interesting. So what's going on here? Why is it... I mean, that fixes it, but does it? I think what's happening is it's just greater than 30, and then, like it's charged up a jump, and then... That leap away is too fast. It doesn't even look like they've had a chance to hit him. There's supposed to be an animation I made for them to attack. I just haven't done it yet. I have no other explanation. I just haven't done it. I don't think I even need this particular code like that, do I? Well, at least not the way I'm running it. Let me do it differently here. This is stupid. Just run it outside of it. Yeah. Then it's just guaranteed to run it anyway, so it's fine. Let's go back to randoming this stuff in and see what happens. Yeah, because if that happens there, it does this. Otherwise, it always does this. I was trying to make it more aggressive. It'll be more aggressive now. And I wanted little colors to appear below them for what they were, to indicate what their attack was going to be. Might be too like, you know, edgy, I guess. I don't know. Like, cool for the sake of cool. Probably not necessary for them to have indicators like that, but yeah, maybe. Something. Yep, there's a box attached to it. Nice. That's a weird glitch that came about when I changed how I was doing the rest of the levels. I don't even know. Glitches like that are so bizarre and hard to track down that I just kind of wait until I happen to luck into the answer or just come across something that caused the problem. Or maybe it's just fixed by fixing something else. Come on. Send a regular one out. Or not. Come on, regular ones. supposed to be an even percent chance, yeah, like just 50-50 for them to, you know, spawn those, but here we are. Seems hyper aggressive now. It doesn't do the other ones though, it just does the run towards them. Also, I now have one of those on me. Cool. Interesting. Oh. It didn't even look like it was, you know, doing nothing for 66% of the time. That's interesting. A lot of the behaviors don't work very well because of the fact that they're the pixel movement. And also, if they are ever not moving or doing something, then it does a wait animation, so it can look really jerky if I don't have them always doing something.
Are you ready?
I usually don't initiate wait commands unless I really do want them to stop for some reason.
I sense danger.
Usually if I've told them to initiate a different animation, then I'm okay with them waiting. Usually an attack animation. I'm going to go through and fix all those because they're a weird size. A lot of these are going to need to be fixed.
Boom, baby.
Yeah, they still kind of jerk around, don't they? They might as well just move towards the player if they're going to be that worthless. $175 and 201. I almost need to have them just wait until they're done with that. If I do that, it's usually kind of jerky and weird, so... Oh, I need to add a thing in so that breaks it. I could try to wait for complete on it. It's debatable if that will do what I want it to do. For one. But I'm willing to check it out and see if it does. Probably should fix one of them at a time, honestly. So I started putting the behaviors in common events, so this way I could recycle them. Not have to program them, make certain that they all work and everything like that perfectly each time. Just do it once and then it'd be good. But
Are you ready?
I do still have to actually make certain they work the first time, you know? Just a thought.
I sense danger. Don't even try.
Yeah, that new system has got some problems with it, I can already tell. Well, it's a little better.
Don't even try.
Still weird though.
Don't even try. energy.
I hate that cat noise. But my tiger noise was from a pack that they stole the tiger noise apparently, so I can't use it. Yeah, it's just a slight jerk. I don't even know if it's that bad, but it's kind of obnoxious a little. Question is, which one's doing it? Probably this one. We'll see. The other one's copied off of the boss with a slight change, so. Let's see. Spending all this time working on a set of enemies that nobody but myself has ever gotten to. This Tinka appearing is kind of cool.
Are you ready?
And so far, no one's ever gotten past the second boss. At least not that I've ever seen, besides me, of course. I do it on stream, so. I speedrun the thing on stream. Sometimes you just played the test of the game so many times. You know all the holes in the AI.
Boom.
Writing it does kind of help.
Boom, baby.
Oh, don't kill it. I actually want to see what it does. Well, fire thingy stays around kind of a long time, evidently. I really need to fix all these so that they have better collision. At least now you can see the character behind him. That was a good thing. These need to be drastically changed. They're messed up. Well, they're only messed up because of the new system, so. Come on, little tiger kitties. Where are you? There's one of them.
Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
I did drastically reduce their spawn rate because I was concerned a bit.
Don't even try.
They sit on top of you. Also, they also get semi-transparent one on you. Yeah, they get right on top of you. I don't like that. I don't know how it got on top of me, but yeah, it does. Yeah, it does that, and then he's like on top of you. How did you get on top of me the first time? I'm trying to get him to go back on top of me. On top of me that time. It must have through on somewhere along the lines there. Also, that appears to be like the jerky one of the two. Where would it pick up through at? I mean, if it jumped on you, that would make sense, but it's not really supposed to even jump on you, for that matter. 3x move towards player shouldn't have it. It's 164. I don't think that has a... It's just a generic 3 move because 1 move is too slow. I wonder if wait for completion make a big difference in that one. Also, then there's the... I already looked at the other one. How are you landing on top of me? Without actually jumping. You can write a skeleton of like a, you know, an AI, and then just have ways to change up that skeleton of the AI, so it's got all the base stuff
Are you ready?
without needing to constantly rewrite things. But they all behave so differently. I don't know if that even works. Might be me spending a lot of time to try to make something that would be really good in the future in the long haul, but really time consuming in the short term. And honestly, I don't think I really want to do that. No. Those are passing through it. That's not okay. It's probably because I have the weight on this that forces it to finish as opposed to not. That's weird. Doesn't really do what I want it to do, you know? They're still a little jerky, and they only do like a tiny burst of speed, and that tiny burst of speed is kind of an irrelevant burst of speed, you know? Wow. What does 7 attempts? But if it fails to move... Also, don't skip these. That's weird. Last thing I want is for it to leave the speed pumped up. I think if you impose a weight, then it's going to jerk around all weird. One of the byproducts of trying to use a pixel system in RM. And a weird animation system. It's more tied to the state of the character they're currently in and not any particular... I guess it is technically a particular action, but it's not as tied to it as it could be, I guess. I don't know. I think the best way to say it. The two systems weren't built together. One was made by me and the other was made by a guy in 2018. So we left the community. Leave my table alone. I don't know how you're carrying a table. I'm still trying to figure out that error. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of weird. There's one. Well, it moves more, but it jerks, so... Which I was worried it would do. If I got rid of the weight on that there. The guaranteed weight. With memory serves, I can't get away with that, so I'll have to do a different strategy of having it have a much longer attempt rate there. Because it basically needs multiple move commands going at the same time in order to keep it looking like it's actually running.
Are you ready?
Well, that reminds me. If I'm going to have this up here, the least I could do is have the pregame for people to play. A link to it so people can actually test out the previous prototype if they want. I mean, it's $0. Just in case people are bored, I will pin it to the top of the chat. I should start every stream that way. Game downloading. Not that there's many chats today, but sometimes there can be, so you know. It should just be a default thing I do. Whichever game I'm currently working on, if I have released any version of it, even a prototype, just put it up so people can try it. It just does a jerk thing. I mean, they actually move, but the jerk thing is, I'm not sure I'm going to get around that. Other than cheating and having to wait look a lot like the walk, but that's bizarre. I shouldn't do that. This whole system was set up to break the loop if need be. So what I could do is mark the current location of where the event is, and then say if it's within a certain distance away from it, to stop, or to keep trying. And then set the attempts really high. Because the reason the attempts are there just in case it sits there like an idiot somewhere. I don't want it to do it forever. And you know, I want it to just stop. And go, okay, well, I'm against the wall. I'll just stop. But this wait cannot happen. But you need this 1 second here because it does. If you try to do too many things too fast, it will cause a problem. It still causes the looping. It's really a fine balance. Okay. Starting X. And type map.events event ID .x. I don't want to do it this way when I can just easily copy paste it and do a Y. And then I guess I'll do it right here. Oops. To make certain I actually have the syntax right on that by dumping it off in one of these. Looks right to me. Undo. Okay, so I don't think I need an else on it necessarily, but maybe. Oh, is greater than or equal to how far do I want him to get? We'll just stick with a 7 because I was gonna have it break at 7 as well. And then we'll just increase this loop to like 20 or something like that. And then if it gets to 7, it just breaks, but otherwise it's fine. And we do this. That's just another break loop. Honestly, I should probably just copy all this code and then put whatever movement I want in here. Anytime they need to loop the movement in any way, shape, or form. But now there's some specific code, but it's getting closer to where it's not that specific. This concept is good. And this one, I'll leave it as it is for now. I'm more curious to see how that even pans out, if it causes the weird little standing crap over and over. It might. It's a downside to having to program behaviors for a randomized area, you know?
Are you ready?
It's, you need to account for a lot on top of all these weird systems.
I sense danger.
Sometimes the mouse pathing is not the best. Okay. Really need to fix these areas. The shadow tiger kitties can never get stuck. If they literally just teleport around anyway. They still wait too, though. It is much better. Oh, I see. There's a problem here. They're actually canceling the movement. That's what I'm seeing here. And that's because they really aren't that close usually. Like, this is... Because the solution really is just to make them iterate the loop more often. And then just have ways to break it so they don't sit there forever. Also have to have all that just so you can actually hit them, otherwise they'd basically be invulnerable in the whole thing. Then you have a break the loop if the page D is on, because that's the damage page I use for everyone. Or the destroy page. Just easier to keep everything, you know, across the entire project the same. I think I might change up some of these attacks, how they work too. Like poison's boring, the freeze one's boring too, so they might get better methods on how they work. Right now they're just crap projectiles. They're okay, I mean they work, but I find I don't want to use them ever, which makes me question why they exist. I mean, I guess freeze is good sometimes. Poison sucks. It's like good in one fight, I think. Even that's kind of debatable. Probably should murder them since they pretty much follow you forever. Yeah, it's like it's picking up an extra thingy, and then when you use it, it gets rid of it, but otherwise it just kind of sits there on it. Yeah, it looks like it just removes it immediately, like it just breaks it. So it's basically just moving towards me normally. Is it told to remove that? I always want to go to that, but in reality I just have them here. I'm wondering if it's just getting zeros. I don't need to lose, I just needed those. Because right here is where it creates the emitter. Down here it deletes it, so it's just not repeating this, it's just breaking the loop somewhere. So let's see which one is breaking it. Well, put it before the break loop so you actually get the code to run, because otherwise it wouldn't do anything. Good plan. Best plan. While I'm at it, I don't know which one's the console log going on here, but it's probably you. Nope. Who's logging? Those only log every once in a while. This is the log in question. I'll need that in a bit, but I decided to take a break and try to get things off that list. Instead of adding more things to the list, which seems to be my actual MO these days. Even though I want to make a bunch of graphics in Unreal Engine to use in RPGMaker because, you know,
Are you ready?
that's what you're supposed to do with Unreal Engine, use it to make things for RPGMaker. I'm a fan of a gross misuse of power. Why not?
I sense danger.
I mean, I was using DAZ to make graphics, but I have a lot of graphics in Unreal Engine, and they said you could use it in any engine you wanted. They didn't specify you had to use the model. You could just use a picture of the model, right?
Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
Let's So while I'm at it, let me bring up the console.
Boom,
I
baby.
have no idea what's causing that. It's really weird. Look, it picked up a different one. Huh.
Boom, baby.
Yeah, sometimes it grabs an image. What's this? What dis? Ah. Really? Really? Well, break loop 3 is where it's breaking. But is it breaking because of a console log? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, as dumb as that sounds. All I wanted was the information, and yet, no information for me. I'm assuming what this is it's picking up 0 on both of them, and then because 0 is all the way up in the corner of the map, where it's at is going to obviously be greater than 14. I'm not sure how necessary this is. Actually, no, I really want this to be less than 14, right? No. It has to move a certain distance from where it started out. This doesn't factor in the distance of play. This should actually be lower in general, but it doesn't matter because it's yielding the wrong results. Still, thinking about it, my logic is very wrong. I'll go back to 7. Let me double check that this code is right. I think I'm actually missing stuff on it, and that's what's causing an issue. Maybe not, though. No, it looks right. Tells you which ones match. Well, let's see what it's saying.
Are you ready? I sense danger.
There's a lot of problems going on here with some of these things.
Boom, baby.
Maybe my image plugin really is just displaying too many images too fast, and it's causing problems for poor RM.
Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
I mean, it's displaying a lot of images, and RM's, well, yeah, it's not meant to do this. It was fine when it was displaying, you know, hundreds of images a
Boom,
second,
baby.
but
Boom, baby.
now it's also displaying everything pretty much.
Boom, baby.
Except for some of the particles, it's just all being handled by the image plugin at this point. So,
Boom, baby.
I mean, it's not causing any slowdown or anything, it's just a
Boom,
bizarre
baby.
visual error that doesn't actually affect much. Nan, you say? And Why are we nanning? Knowing me, I typed something dumb. Oh. I'm not doing the full command here. I actually just wanted those variables, so I was doing something dumb. Yeah. Or it shouldn't be nan, but that's also because I had only part of the formula, and of course it's going to be nan because you can't really have the distance between a coordinate and a string. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And it's missing one of the numbers too, so it's a distance between two coordinates and one string, which makes 0 sense on a grid.
I sense danger.
Gotta really just kill them off.
Boom, baby.
Problem appears to be with this one though, like this one's displaying images so fast, but I mean every time I move it, it's moving 3 different events over and over and over and over and over, so
Boom, baby.
the targeting thingy is a lot of events.
Boom, baby.
Oh. Well, at least we know it's not a nan. But I probably need to do some math.round going on here. Because it's allowed to go off grid, and when you go off the grid, you can have numbers like that. And the second you start doing any kind of calculations with decimals in JavaScript, you're going to have a bad time. Decimals don't work correctly in JavaScript. You shouldn't do that to yourself. Because JavaScript can't do math. It's pretty much the summer school graduate of, you know, programming languages. Yes. Like it kind of does it. Orda. Got a lot of problems, but it kind of does it. Orda. Maybe. I don't select everything. That's weird. Oh, that's right. Don't do it like that. Never do that string within inside of that kind of string, or you will have a bad time. Alright, let's just... That's fine, just get rid of these ones. There you go. If you happen to do that, you do that there. Oh, this should work fine. Actually, nah, you can be outside of it, it's fine. I'm gonna have to do a lot of my movements via these kinds of loops anyway. Can't have it just directly move somewhere, it doesn't work. One, because you don't know what's going to be in the way, and two, because then it becomes invincible during the duration, and three, because it does a crappy weight thingy, and you know, there's just a lot of... This movement system was not designed for this. I'm using a hybrid of the move commands too, which is probably not a good thing, but unfortunately a lot of the move commands don't work very well for Q movement.
Boom, baby. Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
They increased the price of this quite a bit, so people won't use it all the time. Of course, in the first version of the game, the spell was accidentally left as free, so it was a really good spell, by the way. With 0 mana, I just pretty much steamrolled the whole game.
Boom, baby.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to kill that yet. Stupid. So, I get... Well, I don't know, I broke the loop here. Like, if you notice, it's coming up with the same numbers. Why is it coming up with the same numbers? Where, yeah, why is it breaking the loop if that number yields... supposed to be greater than 7, the distance? Doesn't look like I mistyped anything. Is this a question of it just not waiting enough? Does it need to just have a wait stuffed in there so it actually does it? Even a singular frame? Is that what needs to happen? Sometimes it needs to do that because you just run too many things and it can't handle it. Already a lot of weight in there. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, it should be... X, that, and it's less than equal to that. And that result, when done that, should not yield shouldn't yield that at all. So I just added in some code there like an idiot. Need to remove it. I seem to remember not to accidentally save. I've done that before where I forgot all about something in there and it's just like, oh, by the way, now that this is in here, it completely ruins everything going on. Well, it's obviously yielding true. Let me mess with it a bit more here. Try to get a couple more numbers to see how it goes out. How it goes. I don't want to set him as the only enemy to spawn at this point, just to see if I can do it faster.
Boom, baby. Boom.
I could have the shadow versions of the things actually run around the
Baby.
regular attic and not inside the paintings. That'd be interesting. Huh. They're yielding exactly the same numbers. But if that were true, that's not greater than 7. So why is it essentially yielding true? And there's that previous distance things all the time. It's obviously getting the variables. Alright, where have I used this before? I know I've used it a few times here, so... I think this works on if they move even once. It's not even a distance calculation. That compares objects, not or compares events, so it doesn't compare the distance thingy. I've used this before. I know I've used it somewhere. Could be on a lot of these things, actually. Usually it's to check and see if they're at the same location, and if they are, than to continue to try something until it's no longer at the same location. I guess I did introduce a wait, so let's see if the wait does it. Because there are more than a few times where it's just trying to execute things too fast for RM.
You ready?
I may yet come back to this, just on the grounds of sometimes things are just missing the obvious, and I just have to take a moment to do something else, then come back and go, oh yeah, that was just me being dumb. All this because I want more unique attacks for the random enemies. A lot of them have it, it's just this weird attack doesn't quite do what I want it to do.
Boom, baby.
Here's one. Yeah, every time it tries, it breaks right there. It just always does it, and it always yields the same numbers. Let me check this here. Wait, this one to say 0 afterwards so I can see what it says there. There appears to be a fundamental flaw in the system here.
You ready?
I just don't get how that equals true. I mean, this is a calculation that I use at the basis of everything, so I know this calculation works because every single command built on top of it works just fine. So I'm pretty certain it's not my plugin, otherwise there's plenty of opportunity where the plugin would have botched it by now.
Boom, baby.
So weird, these just don't work right. I can only assume it must be pulling a reference somehow to that as opposed to the actual amount. That doesn't seem right. Huh. Well, let's see if I can do it this way. This doesn't seem correct to me. Like something seems very off here. Like it's just picking up a reference. I just assume it must be. I've done this many times before, though. that stops it from picking up a reference, but the other disturbing thing is, why is this other one yielding the wrong result? I don't know what it did there, don't care. Do it this way. First of all, make a lot more sense if I didn't put that inside there, yeah? Listen, sometimes I do the dumb. That also means that it would never break if they're always yielding the same number. That's not inside of the loop, is it? It's not resetting itself over and over, is it? I mean, no, it's not. I don't think I've ever seen this attack work, so we'll even see how good the attack is once it's a thing. It's supposed to be a quick dash towards him.
I sense danger.
I really think everything's going to have to be programmed in a loop, and then I'm just going to have to sit there and random which action it does. Oh, cool. Nope, that's the bad one. That's the bad touch. That one's...
I sense
You
danger.
never want to do that. It breaks things. All of our arm systems break things. He'll fix in a second as soon as I go back to him. Well, it seems like it does it anyway. That's good. But break loop 2 is happening. Yeah, I don't get why that one's not working. It's supposed to retain the variable, the event. And it's picking up one, and yet it is not doing what I would like. I mean, I guess I could just get rid of it outright. But it bugs me that it doesn't work right, even though it's... There's no reason it shouldn't. After all, you set the variable, or you get the information right wherever you're at initially, and then presumably your thing moves, and then shouldn't be a problem. And they're set by this particular common event. I could set them on the event beforehand. It's a little bizarre, but I could try it. If I'm doing that though, then I need... I'm just going to write this in the other thing. This is going to be way too long for me to want to write in there. Now let's just grab this out of here. Ain't nobody want to put this long code in there. So I'm trying to get all this, not that. Because the common events, well, they have access to the event ID. They actually use... Wait. They use their own self variables. This is the problem caused by ramming together a whole bunch of people's plugins. Everyone and their grandmother has a different way of doing things, and unfortunately, they don't always play nicely together. Oops.
Are you ready?
It's possible I may just, you know, leave it with just a check for, just increase the check for how often it goes and just say, okay, we'll just run it more often and ignore this strategy, because if I spend too long on this, I'm not getting other important things done, so. And also, this is for an enemy that, again, nobody's ever gotten to, so it doesn't even matter. Maybe at some point, perhaps, but I probably should be putting more time in the early enemies and not the later ones. Oh, I have to kill them off, that's right. They never... You can't get far enough away from them to actually do anything. I'm at something of a loss on this one. This should not be how it works. After all, if you call its location, it should be a different location every time it moves. I guess I don't have the event ID, but I mean, I guess it did technically move, didn't it? And right here, these are different. It is actually moving. It's just it iterates so many times that the odds that it actually breaks that way don't seem very high. Huh. Huh. Do I have to iterate it that many more times? I guess so. At least I know that it works. Oh, no, go ahead and leave that open. That's in case I want to render some stuff later. Which I probably do. Seeing as how I rendered stuff at the start of the stream too. What if you iterate 40 instead? Will this ever trigger? At least now I know it works and I'm not crazy. But this code is exactly how it works. Now it's just iterating too fast. I probably didn't need to do the other method I did either. I'll probably change that back as well. After all, if I have to make specific code outside of the thing for it, I probably should just, you know, make an individual event for each one then and call it square. Of course, in my effort to make it, you know, recyclable for other events, that's kind of why it's such a pain right now to make it work. So there's that. The old programmer method of, you know, this is really easy, quick, let me go ahead and make this version for everything that's reiterable, but it's gonna take like an extra week for no reason. How come my game is never done? I have no idea.
Boom, baby.
How about I take a bunch of time off and make a tool instead? Woohoo! Oh, look at that dash there. Oh, that was good. I mean, I foolishly had a fire up, so it didn't. Okay, they're dumb. They just run into the fire, but still. Come on, where are you? Any one of you? Don't care. Well, I guess you could be right. They jump. That's right. They're significantly faster now. Well, it finally works. There's a test I'd like to keep looking at. No, you. Alright, let's see. The test is that I want it to not have to do this. I want to see if I can do this at the top here. Because, yeah, I don't want to need to do that all the time. That's insane. That's just all iterable from the same thing. If I went to this much trouble, I don't think it worked. Presumably I want to be able to use the attack thing. So the things I want to put in everything will be like the specific things like noises and things, or I don't know, maybe there's going to be a third Tiger Kitty type of thing, a Berserker one, so it might use some of the attacks. I have no idea. They don't seem as iterable as I want them to be, so they're definitely going to be maybe a little too specific. I don't know. It was a good idea initially until I thought about it. The other thing I want to do probably just need I can't have them all loop inside of the same one, even though I want to recycle all this. What was the other one they do? I mean, Sudden Strike already looks like a Berserker dashes towards the player anyway. But what's this one look like? I think I almost need like an evasion thingy instead. That's just stupid. But I might take the evasive strike here. Let's just copy Sudden Strike. And then make, well, here's evasive strike right here. It's like this part needs to be done here. Nice copy paste. Why didn't I just click all on that? I don't understand why I didn't. Because I'm silly. Okay, so let's take the orange one here. Actually, let's just take all those here. And then it's mostly just these and a random, looks like. Hopefully by the end of tonight, the tiger kitties are squared away, so I don't have to look at them anymore. They were really crappy in the previous one. Like, they didn't do anything they were supposed to. They were just worthless. I think the shadow ones have suddenly become kind of worthless too. Been orange the whole time so far. I guess there is a red that appears. It's just hard to tell the difference. Maybe I'll just have them move. I don't know if they need both of them or not. I almost think they could be slowed down just as their normal movement. At least they're aggressive. The little shadow ones are boring and they aren't doing anything. They need a fix. And these ones here, they teleport near the player if they're within a certain distance, sure. Let's see, I think I want to have a thing where if they're within a certain range, to instead try one of the dash thingies, otherwise they just kind of move towards the player. Maybe like 600 or something, so if they're within range of that, I'll borrow this, even though I'm not going to use the Berserk Dash. I'll probably use like the Evasive Strike or something. Or even just another one, the Sudden Strike. Sudden Strike's probably better anyway. But they're just suddenly really fast. Otherwise, they're just kind of derping along real slow. We're just going to get rid of... Actually, I've moved to space near player. Which generally behaves correctly anyway, does it? Or it's just a step toward, and if it actually reaches it, then it does it. We do this. Move to space near players. Its main attack or main ability. We'll skip this for now. Just skip all this crap too. This as well. That resets the action ticker so it doesn't do it too often. I don't want them just jerking along and not actually, you know, doing anything. They're supposed to be threatening. The whole area is supposed to be really threatening. Probably too threatening at this point, but whatever. So nobody's ever really gotten him anyway, so. There's nobody that I've heard of. People have downloaded the game.
Are you ready?
I have heard no reports. It's not on that.
I sense danger.
Need to fix that one. I could have them just teleport near the player as their alternate, like they just alternate between like the dash attack and then teleporting near the player.
Don't even try.
That might be more interesting. As they are now, they don't seem very shadowy. They sort of are. They're a lot more threatening than they were. But I'm probably going to move the particle effects onto, well, I guess like they can have it. Only when they do that attack would they use it. You don't even really need a basic attack. It's just do that, the dashing attack, I guess. I really got to fix the backgrounds, so they're bizarre and weird. How do I want to do this? Like, I don't really want them to be just like perpetual dash at you on fire. They do teleport in. But I think I want to trigger it at a much closer distance that they do their dash. It's already doing it that. We'll try 500. Let's see if that's a little less spammy. I could also impose a counter to see if it actually is beyond a certain number. I also want to change this to a yellow one for the evasive strike. Orange is just too much the same. Oh, also, while I'm at it, let me make another quick change that I haven't done here. I'm just going to change all these. These two events are very similar, it's just that where they're starting at and where they're leaving to makes the biggest difference. Notice Tinka was not appearing in the painting because she's behind the black background. Let's see if they spam now or not. Not sure how much I care about fixing all the attic blocks, only on the grounds if I'm going to replace a lot of them anyway. Why are there two of them here? That's not right. I have two of them. Collectible 5. This should be probably the last of the collectibles. So collectible 9's likely to be here, yeah. Six, and then I have 20 here. Yeah, okay, so that should be, those should be there, sure.
Are you ready?
Yep.
sense danger.
I'm not moving very quick here. Let's move away from that as fast as I can.
Boom, baby.
I want to see what the yellow one looks like. That's way easier. They almost need a second ability so that they don't just perpetually charge. Giant skull thingy. I'm not really satisfied with how the other strike works though. It just kind of derps around. I don't see any reason to one step forward. I just kind of wanted to turn a little bit or do something to kind of mess with the player a little bit. Can't really turn it random because it might turn backwards and that wouldn't do anything. We'll try that. Then we'll set this to 2. They're supposed to be aggressive. Maybe not quite this aggressive. Let's see. I want them to move near the player, but then that. Still, they're doing much better than they were where they did nothing earlier. Just kind of did that little jerking, standing, you know, running type of thing. And that's kind of it. And they just kind of wandered off and did largely whatever they wanted.
Are you ready?
But I remember, if it's annoying for me, it's probably impossible for the average player. So you know, or they're just too hard. Not really impossible, but just frustratingly unfun. That's a little better. I need to get an attack animation for them. I think they're much better though, because they don't really jerk around much. They charge in like crazy. You can run far enough away from the shadow ones that they don't do anything, but if you happen to be standing near them, then they happen to charge after you, making them much more assassin-like, which was my original goal for them.
Boom, baby.
They still get roughed up by this kind of stuff. They're probably a little too good for this attack, but this attack's not supposed to be good against everything anyway. But you can always ghost from away and then start blasting him too, so you're not like... Well, plus I do have a block that I haven't been using.
Take cover. Take cover.
And if you have the moving block, it's pretty OP.
Take cover.
So where are the enemies? Buddy, pal, friend, did the enemies break? These new attacks preventing them from removing themselves from the array, so it seems like they're still... Yep, there's one. Okay, that's better. No, that's fine, they're back. They're much more threatening. Okay. Works for me. What am I gonna do about the Annies? They like to leap to the side, and sometimes that does put them inside of something, and then they become basically impossible for the player to hit. Can't have them necessarily despawn if they can't move, because that means they could just bump into a wall, be like, I can't move, and then they'll despawn. It's the hurt behavior because it hops away from the player towards something. I don't really have a method of preventing them from jumping into things. I wonder if I could find someone else's jump plugin that would do that. I don't know though, I'd have to work with Q Movement's colliders. That's the problem. In most cases, all they're doing is checking to see if a particular spot is obstructed or not, a particular grid space, but that doesn't really work for this. Collision check. Am I checking against default, I guess? Remember, Pixel Pass did not work very well when I tested that. I was working on a jump thingy that made use of some of these things, but That was a long time ago and looks like crap, so I don't really know on that one. Can pass doesn't really work on a jump. Or does it? After all, if you want to check and see if a particular space can be passed on, I could subtract 1 from, say, like the X, and then make the direction like up. Actually, no, I make the direction like right. Or I could subtract 1 from the Y and make the direction up. Interesting. Looks like no one's currently watching. It's been over 3 hours streaming, so I may yet just call it. After all, if no one's watching and I've already streamed 3 hours, that's to save myself for those times when it's, well, people are watching, right? Yeah? Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll give it a call it a night then. To anyone watching in the future, and to those who already did watch, thanks for watching. I'll probably be back tomorrow night. Maybe a different time, honestly. This time just doesn't seem to be all the best. Like, it doesn't really encourage people to watch. So maybe I should really just be up earlier in the day to do it. That's probably what's going to have to happen, because nighttime just is not that time. At least nighttime for me. Oh, nope, someone is actually watching now. Huh. Just when I'm thinking, hey, I'll wander off because no one's watching, and it's been over 3 hours. Someone shows up. Or they were always watching. This is YouTube we're talking about. YouTube is thinking it says no one's watching and people are commenting at the same time. Yeah, well, anyway. And right back to 0. So, anyway, that sounds good enough for me. I am heading off then. Later, everyone.